hold on. So, one afternoon, Ollie got a call that it wasn't strange on its own, but it was strange because he thought he'd taken care of all this. You see, he got a call. So, hello, I'm looking for Ollie the octopus. This is he. Yeah, I'm calling because I've got a strange thing going on where, well, I came out to go to work this morning, and my car was tiny. That sounds strange, I know, but it was definitely my car, but it's like a quarter of its normal size. Um, I mean, it could be a really elaborate prank, I guess, but like the license plate's the same. There's a couple spots where there's, some dents and scratches and stuff that I recognize, and it's smaller, and like even stuff I had inside of it. If you look closely, you can see it's in there, and it's smaller, and I don't know what to do or think about any of this. Well, I said, huh. All right, where are you? The guy gave the address, and it was down in Big Town. So we went down there. And yeah, there was this tiny car. It was a Toyota Corolla. Pretty normal car, other than the fact that it was abruptly one quarter of its size. I immediately thought of the case that he'd handled a few weeks ago with the guy that made things shrink when he touched it. But he'd settled that. That was over. So he didn't really have a whole lot. He didn't want to get his other client in trouble. So he kind of kept that case to himself for now, anyway. He checked on the information and took some photos. And he said, I guess we should move the car off the street so it doesn't get run over or ticketed. I can help you with that if you like. So they lifted the car up. It was heavy, but, they could move it. And they put it on the sidewalk. I said, all right, I will I have some leads I can follow up. This is a pretty weird one, but I'll get back to you as soon as I can. I've got some ideas, but I want to check them out before I, get you too excited about a solution, because the only time I've seen this kind of thing before, it wasn't easy. Like I said, all right, well, get back to me as soon as you can, please. I'm just taking taxis until then, I guess. I said, all right, good luck. There's the bus system, too. So Ollie left, and he was just about to call the client that had the shrinking problem before when he got another call. Stop fidgeting. There's a woman who said, Ollie, the octopus, right? I said, yeah, this is he. Ollie, I've heard you're good at strange things, and this is pretty strange, but my dog is smaller now? I said, your dog is smaller now. I said, yeah, when I left, my dog was in my backyard, and it was like a big dog, and now it's a small dog, but I'm pretty sure it's still my dog. It's even got a little miniature version of the collar. I don't understand what happened. It's very strange, and I'm worried about my poor puppy. And I said, all right, well, where are you? And it was just a few blocks away. So we went over there. And there's this dog, and the dog was, perfectly cheerful. And, it had been a big dog before, so it looked like a normal dog now. But the woman swore up and down that the dog had been a big dog until, today. So I took a couple of photos, and was going to go and call that person again. And he just about had his phone out when it rang again. And it was another shrinking thing, a few blocks down the street. Yeah. Yeah. I said, Ollie the octopus, I've heard you're good at strange things. Yes. What's What's going on? I said, well, a man came by and he tried to open the door to my store, and then the door shrunk in his hand and fell off the hinges because it didn't fit the hinges anymore. And then he ran off. I don't know how or why he did that, but he needed to pay for the door. And I would like you to help me track him down. I said, all right. Which way did he go when he ran? I said, he went north, up the street. I said, all right. I'm going to go run after him. How long ago was this? I said, oh, just before I called. I just had your name recommended to me by a friend, so I had it right in front of me. So Ollie tried to run and see if he could, catch up to us, some sort of running person, maybe his client. But he didn't see anybody. So he got out his phone and he called his old client. It rang, and I heard it ringing just around the corner of the building. And I walked around the corner, and there was his client. I think his name was John. Stop fidgeting. And I said, John, I've been trying to reach you. He said, yeah, I figured you might come calling. I said, John, what's going on? People call me about shrinking stuff. And here I find you out of breath. What's going on? I said, well, the curse is back. I said, oh, man.
To his client that had this shrinking thing?
Yeah.
Only?
Yes. Yep, it is that. So where's the artifact? He said, I guess that's the problem. I'm not sure. Well, after what happened before, I spit it out. I sold it. I sold it to this art dealer. I told him everything that happened. I didn't try to keep any of it a secret. I told him. But he bought it anyway. He gave me a lot of money for it. And then yesterday, I said, when did you sell it? 3 days ago. I said, okay. And then yesterday, about middle of the afternoon, I went to go pick up my coffee cup, and it happened again. Everything started shrinking. I don't know what's going on. I don't even have the statue anymore. I said, huh. So this guy you sold it to, where did he go? Oh, well, he's from Philadelphia. I assume he went back there. He has an art gallery there. I said, all right, you're going to have to stay here and, not touch anything. And I'm getting myself to Philadelphia as soon as I can. But in the meantime, you're going to have to figure out, when we had it before, did the things that you unshrink? I said, no, they didn't. I said, all right, that's not good. Because this time, the guy said, yeah, I know, I shrunk somebody's car and somebody's dog and somebody's door. I feel especially bad about the dog. I said, all right, well, you're going to stay here. I guess you can't answer your phone. I was like, no, the phone's already miniature. I can answer it now. He showed Ollie the phone, and it was this tiny little thing. It's annoying, but I can make it work. I can't really make calls, but I can answer them. All right. So Ollie called in a favor, because he wanted to get there quick. A friend of his flew helicopters for a living. But I need a ride. I need a ride to Philadelphia. I said, all right, sure. I was heading up kind of that way to New Jersey anyway. I'll drop you off. So thanks to this favor, a couple hours later he was in Philadelphia. Made his way to the address. It was a beautiful spot of the city. Nice tree-lined streets and shops with residences up above. And there was this art gallery. And all I saw it right away, right there in the window, was the sculpture, open, out of its case. So Ollie went inside, and he was looking at the sculpture, and the owner came by. He said, "Ah, you have quite the eye. That piece is new to my collection." I said, "Yeah, I'm afraid I'm not just a random passerby, though, I'll admit." I said, "Oh?" He said, "Yeah, I worked down in Baltimore as a private eye." I said, "Oh, well, my purchase of this was above board. John sold it to me fair and square. He told me everything about it, but the shrinking. I don't really believe him about the shrinking, but in any case, he told me the whole deal, and I gave him a fair price, and nothing, everything here is above board." I said, "Oh, yes, I don't doubt that it is, but the shrinking, the thing is real. And I think, when did you put it here and take it out of the case?" I said, "Oh, well, that was yesterday. I mean, this morning." I said, "Well, which one?" I said, "It was this morning. I took it out of the case about 10 o'clock this morning." I said, "Yeah, that's about the time that this guy, John, started accidentally shrinking things again. So whenever it's out of its case, it's just doing that, even if he's not nearby. It looks like it. Here, let's put it back in the case and give him a call." So they put the case back on. And I called the guy, called John. And John picked up. He said, "Hello?" I said, "Hi, this is Ollie. We need to test something. Is there anything around here that you can touch that you won't mind if, it shrinks?" I said, "Yeah, there's a bag of garbage here. I'm sure nobody would care if I shrink that." I said, "All right, touch it." "Hey, it didn't shrink. You did it. What did you do?" I said, "Hold on, I want to test a theory." And I took the cover back off of the statue. I said, "All right, John, now touch it now." John touched it. Oh, it shrank. It shrank. The curse is back. So I put the case back on the sculpture. I said, "John, I think you're going to have to buy back the sculpture from your friend here. Because, for whatever reason, the curse is still attached to you. All I did right then was I took the sculpture off, the case off the statue way up here in Philadelphia. So it seems like for now, anyway, you're stuck. If the statue's uncovered, you're shrinking stuff. So I'm going to just let you talk to your business partner here." And they worked out a deal. The guy wasn't happy about it because he liked the sculpture and he wanted to display the sculpture. But, he was convinced that it would literally kill John if he couldn't eat and stuff. So they made a deal and he got the sculpture back. And the dog was just small, and the guy, John, had to pay for the guy's car and the guy's door. But then things were kind of under control. Ollie decided they needed to check up on this, because this is the second time it had cropped up. So a couple weeks later, he called John up and said, "Hey, John, just wanted to check in. What's going on with the sculpture?" John said, "Oh, actually, amazing things." I said, "Oh?" He said, "Yeah. It's the cornerstone of my new business. I'm getting out of the art dealer game." I said, "Getting out of the art dealer game? What do you mean?" He said, "I've got a much better business now. I'm working for the city." I said, "Go on." "I'm working for the city in the trash dump." And I started to laugh. "You're not serious." I said, "I'm totally serious. 100% serious. They hire me to just hang out at the dump, shrinking all the trash. I just bring my little statue with me in the car, open up the door, open up the statue, walk around touching stuff. And they're happy to have a quarter of the garbage, and I get paid quite well for my time." I'll give a big sigh. He said, "Well, it seems risky, but I'm glad you're doing something good with it. So you stay safe." I said, "You stay safe too, Ollie." In the end, it was pretty good for Ollie, because there were then 4 different people that paid him for his time that day. The guy with the car, the lady with the dog, the guy with the door, and then John. And he'd gotten to ride a helicopter. And the dog, in the end, kind of liked being a little dog. There are some big dogs that, even though they're big, they want to be lap dogs. So they slow bond to people with their big, huge dog bodies, but they really would love to just be little, curled up on somebody's lap. And this dog could curl up on somebody's lap now. So he was fine. And that is Ollie and the return of the shrinking Midas.